This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, welcome to LaVan Robinson today, also known as LaLa the Poet. I want to thank you so much for being here today. And how you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me again, Lisa.
Oh, well, you're welcome. It's a pleasure. I'm really excited to share that LaVan has just come out with another book of poetry. This makes fourth book of poetry.
Yes.
I'm going to show that on the screen here.
Yes.
Let's see. I'll just show you all of them. This is the first book of poetry, Songs of LaLa the Poet. And then we have, you go to the next one. This is the newest one, Love's Anticipation, LaLa Seeks. And then we have Cries of a Society, LaLa Speaks. Or LaLa Speaks. The other one was LaLa Seeks.
Yes.
And then, sorry about that. And then we have, let me find the one, there's four of them. Let me get there. You go to LaVan Robinson's page on Amazon. And here's all four of them. We have the newest one, Love's Anticipation. The first one, Songs of LaLa. The next one, Cries of Society. And then Love's Rhapsody. So,
Yes.
yeah, you've been working hard.
Yes.
Who is it that says it? The hardest working man. Who is that says that?
The hardest working man in show business was, James Brown or either Sammy Davis Jr.
Yes. Well, okay. So now we have LaVan Robinson right up there with them, right?
Oh yeah, I tried. Like I said, I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off.
Yeah. We were just having a conversation before we got started about how LaVan is really getting hit with a lot of poetry ideas, and I've been privileged that he shares them with me as he goes, and I'm just amazed because this isn't junk I'm reading. This is the good stuff. And as his, honest critic, I can tell him, if there's a little here, a little there needs tweaked, but there's very little tweaking that needs to be done on this Fresh Pink. And I know that there's another book coming in the not too distant future. The next one's going to be about, the concerns about the society
Yes.
in which we live. And I'm not going to give the title out yet. We're going to keep it a little bit of a secret until it
Yes.
gets closer to that time. This makes the third interview of LaVan because he keeps producing, and I want to let people know about it. But it's also my debut YouTube interview, so I want to thank you so much for being my person to
We're
help me with
making
this.
we're making history together, Lisa.
We are a team,
We're
aren't
making
we?
history.
Because when I say we are a team, it's because I'm the poetry editor for LaVan's books, and help, put them together and all of that. And
Yes.
so we're in this together. And I can't say enough about how honored I am to be a part of this process.
I'm
Now,
honored to have you.
thank you. So tell me what's going on with you lately. What's your latest news?
Well, my latest news is that for the last 2 or 3 months, I've been averaging close to 100 poems a month. And as we talked about before, the show aired, I find it, amazing when I look back and see the diversity of the titles,
Mm-hmm.
and similarities to poetry to some poems, but it's all different poems. So when I think that I don't have it, and I'm going through a couple of hours or within a day, and I'm not writing, I'm thinking I lost it. But then, God hears me, and He it opens up my soul, and being finding a love interest that I have with Gil Simon. It's just, my writing has just been, off to me off the chain, but it's been more serious and more
Mm-hmm.
heartfelt because I'm digging deep. I'm digging deep in now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
digging deeper into subjects that I know that people would like to hear and discuss during this times of uncertainty. So I just want to thank you and thank my inspiration, God for blessing me and being able to have a platform, because it's no use of writing if I'm not having a platform to share it. So you do provide that, so I thank you.
Well, thank you. And so a little love interest going there does kind of help a little bit get that inspiration
Does
going,
it?
I'm sure.
It's
Uh,
helping tremendously.
yes, there's a dedication in the most recent book of Love's Anticipation to this
Yes,
Gail. So, all right, I'm happy for you. I know there are different sides of you. There's the romantic side, and there's the person who's concerned about society. And what is interwoven in all of
yes,
that is your love of God and your relationship, your personal relationship with God, and how important it is in all of the things that you do, no matter if you're writing a romantic poem or something that you're concerned about what's going on in the world,
yes,
or a poem about hope. You do write a lot of poems about the hope in this world,
yeah,
and and it all comes together. In fact, you
yes.
and I are collaborating on a book on hope.
Yes, we are collaborating. So I'm and this is what I think, because we have two different styles.
Hmm.
I'm more of a quick jab, knock 'em out kind of person, Mike Tyson, and you have that southern, that smooth, not storytelling, but that smooth, relaxing style, and which poetry in this form should be. So I'm looking forward to see how those two styles gel, gel into one book. So it should be amazing, because I'm thinking about knocking them out, and you thinking about putting them at ease. So you know what I mean? It's like,
Oh, that's okay. What we're gonna make this work. So I'm real excited about it. As soon as I get my anthology done, I'm gonna jump into that big time.
yes,
So yeah, so LaVan is going to be having some poems anthology that we're working on called Heartbeats, and so I'm really happy about that, as well as he's been published in Fine Lines Literary Journal. So
yes.
congratulations for that.
Thank you.
And also, you have a magazine that you are in a
Yes,
couple of issues.
I
Tell us
I
about that.
I have it's called XOXO magazine. It's adult, well, not it's adult theme magazine, and I got in contact with them sometime last year, and they was venturing their, starting this venture in the magazine, and
Mhm.
they came across my poetry somehow, and they, asked me if I wanted to be a part of it, and I've been so far. They just started out in January of 2021, so I've been in every issue so far, and it's an honor to be with a venture that start off the ground, because it, to me, that magazine, it's it's a model. It shows models, and it deals with everything that you need. But then them adding my poetry in there, that just add another flavor to it. So
Mhm.
I don't think, I think, I hope and wish that magazine does well. But it's just starting out the venture, and they have me, and up to at least up till June in their initial issues. Now we'll see how things work out after that, but that's an
Mhm.
honor
Yeah.
to be even. And they have a international magazine too called In
Okay.
the Dime. That's also that my poetry is in. So it's an honor to be even considered in that
Mhm.
genre. You know that those two things can mix, the
Right.
poetry and that type of magazine. So
Mhm.
I don't ask how. I just say, God, let it get out there somehow.
Well, it shows the diversity of poetry and how it can fit into so many different
Yes,
things.
yes,
And
poetry can.
what I have seen of the magazine, the cover that you showed me, that is actually well done, very tastefully done, and so I'm
Yes,
really pleased that you're a part of that. Now, a little bit of history with you when you came up with your very first book, Songs of LaLa. You understand you're working in a printing press at that time.
oh
And
yes,
tell me that
yes,
history.
Yes, I always wanted to come up with a book, but I never had the motivation because my mind and talents was elsewhere. And when I came across Thaddeus Stevens College, the former college I used to work with, they had a printing press, and I approached one of the instructors for that printing press, and he said, "Yes, Mr. Rich, you can print it out, and so took what was thought of 30 something years ago was manifested last year. Last year, 2000 and wait, 2020. And from there, that little venture showed me that, if you're persistent with your dreams, anything can happen. Now, that's how I met you, through that song of LaLa, and
Mhm.
so from there it was just a calling card, and right now it just grew from that adventure to 4 books going on 5. So, I didn't even never thought that this could happen like that. But God, when God has plans for you, you just have to be true to it, and He'll take care of the rest. And you'd be
Mhm.
surprised how far you could come in so little time.
Mhm. Yeah, and you were basically, just sending it out to people whether, they pay for it or not. But we got it all set up now on Amazon, so it's great because people can just go on there and click on it and purchase it and enjoy your beautiful poetry. Speaking of beautiful poetry, can you share one of your beautiful poems with us?
Yes, this one is called Walk. Raise your unconsciousness to the level of consciousness. Use your self-awareness to make a powerful social statement in this world of ours. Raise your voice, not your anger, for your words can either inspire or make dire people or the situation humanity finds itself in. Stand on your soapbox and spread the message of love, peace, and unity. Only then will the change truly begin, uplifting humanity to unprecedented heights and fulfilling the promises made by God for us all to walk with Him, enjoying the blessings as one side by side.
Wonderful, wonderful. Snap, snap to you. That's great. That is great. Thank you
Yes,
so much. Now tell me a little bit about Love's Rhapsody. How did that come about?
love Rhapsody is I'm no, I had love, and but I never was in a position to really fully understand, you know, how meaningful love is within someone's life, especially to have someone share your aspiration, dreams, and you become one. So love's rhapsody is of me, having love, lost it, looking for love, and putting it out there, by search for love. And I was searching for love in all the wrong places. But now Love Rhapsody is just putting it out there like a message in a bottle, and finding someone that can relate to you and accept you for who you are. But it's
Hmm.
mainly about loving yourself first,
Hmm.
because you can't love yourself first, you cannot love no one, and you cannot understand. So, Love Rhapsody has a little mixture of loving yourself, finding love, losing love, giving homage to the loves that you had that you treated
Hmm.
wrong, and just making peace with yourself. So when love comes, you're ready.
Hmm.
You can accept it, the blessings that it has, because God wants us to have love. He does want us to have someone to share this life with on this earth. So, it was amazing that you know, we came up to the title, and it fit, the poetry properly. I'm just good at writing, but when you come up with the title and all this and the meaning, it fit perfectly. So, it was something that happened that I didn't even really happen, like, with love, that it just came up and like, what? And that's what Love's Rhapsody is about. Find that love, and when it comes, you're prepared for
Hmm.
it.
Yeah, yeah, Absolutely. Which now with Love's Anticipation, I think that it's kind of reached a different level of realizing, um, what love's all about, and
Yes,
you're getting it in the what they call the live form.
yes, yes,
Now,
yes.
switching gears, how about Cries of a Society? What does that speak to?
Cry, cries of the society is social justice. Now, with so many, right now we're at a turn at the, we at the crossroads again. Now, we can either learn from the past, or we're bound to repeat the past. As you see, a lot of things is repetition from things or similar to things in the 60s that I think, we should learn to love each other. We're here on earth as one. So, we have to learn to live with each other, or else
Hmm.
we're going to kill each other off, and the human race is going to be extinct.
Yeah.
I mean, Cries of the City is just coming from my view,
Hmm.
how things affect me, being, you know African American male in America, and how I look at the things that's happening in society, and how it affects each and every one of us, not just one race. It affects
Hmm.
every race. And the cries of society is society crying out for help, help, help. And we as poets, we especially me, I feel that I have a obligation to try to bring self awareness
Hmm.
and self esteem, and really tell the nation and the world how special we are as humanity, and yet we're in the dawn of humanity, and we still have yet to reach peace and unity. We've been here for a long time, and it's I'm crying, and the society is crying for change,
Hmm.
and
Right.
powers that be, is what it is. So cries of society just let you listen to you stand on your porch, you listen to the cries. The world
Hmm.
and citizens are crying for change.
Right. And now you actually from Philadelphia. I'm sure all of the events that happened there, in 2020 and that probably hit home for you. I mean, things happening
Yes,
in your own city.
yes, it did. Like I said, I really feel saddened, when I look at how far we came in technology, but we still haven't been able to sit down and come to a positive conclusion about how we gonna live among each other, without backbiting,
Yeah.
without the greed, without looking looking to
Mhm.
advance our humanity as one race to the greatness that I know it could be, and the greatness God intended it for it to be. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
right now, I would implore to everyone, we are when we stick together as one race. you know, I can imagine a day. I think about it
Mhm.
all the time. I can imagine a day when we finally put aside the nonsense, the self hate, the racism, the prejudice, and come together as one race. Man, the feeling that would come, the things that would open up, the blessings that it would bring, it would just take humanity to a level in which they're not even ready for. But
Right.
we need to get there.
Yeah. And a lot of your poetry speaks to that. A lot of it does.
Yes.
It speaks
And
about what we need to do and how we can have hope for the future.
yes, without hope, we wouldn't be here. Without hope, our ancestors before us and generations before us had hope. They were going through some times too. Now, every
Hmm.
generation went through times, but hope is what got them through times of adversity. Now we're in times of adversity. So,
Hmm.
without hope, the basic hope is the foundation, and then you build off of that. And
Hmm.
so I believe that without hope, a society is always going to be crying.
Hmm.
And not good tears, but tears as you hear now, and that a society is looking for ways of trying to be better,
Mhm.
and it's up to the leaders and everybody to put aside the foolishness for the betterment of humanity. That's what it's
Mhm.
all about,
Mhm.
advancing humanity, because we represent humanity, each and every one
Exactly.
of us.
Absolutely. Well, would you like to share another one of your poems for us?
Yes. Um, it's called um, Earth. In this, in the alternate world I've built to escape the madness of this one, love reigns supreme under its radiant sun. People of all colors are treated with dignity and respect. Problems and goals are discussed and together are solved and met. The welfare of humanity is forefront and first, and for its blessings, peace is on a plate and quench is the soul's thirst. Goodwill is spread among man, land, and its wonderful landscapes. We as one nation and world rely on God to lead the way, maximizing our being to its full value and worth, growing in happiness, prosperity, friendship, and its wholesome blessings for those next to walk this beautiful earth.
All right. Wonderful. By the way, that's going to be in the next book.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
okay. There I go again. Okay.
That's okay. All right. Is there
Yeah.
anything that I haven't asked you that you'd like to share with us today?
I just know that when these times of adversity, uh, look, these times of adversity, we need to come together before it's too late. And
Mhm.
we're headed for troubled times, but like anything, we can make it through because we're survivors. And the human spirit is more than just the flesh. We have persistence and tenacity, and we're made
Mhm.
divine. So that's a blessing, and we need to just rely on God. And we can't do it by ourselves.
Exactly. You want to take us out with a poem?
Yes, in search of. In search of love, I'll go out on a limb. In search of friendship, I'll search until time ends. Where there is love, that's where I'll be, wrapped within its misty clouds of happiness, so protectively. True love and friendship derive from deep within oneself. So once found, gladly share them with someone else. For all things are given freely from the Heavenly Father above. Remember this as you go along your journeys for whatever you are in search of.
Thank you so much, LaVan, for coming on here today, for being my debut person. Can't think of a better person to do a debut with. And you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Well,
God
thank you.
bless.
Thank you. God bless. And the books are phenomenal. If you can check them out, you won't be disappointed. Me and Lisa, we put together masterpieces, and it's meant to share, and wholeheartedly, it's my honor to share my poetry with the collaboration with Lisa Tomey. So thank you.
Well, thank you. You have a wonderful day.
You too.